Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the football podcast we bring you each and every week. If you could subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, and drop a like on the video. It is Monday. It's the Monday mashup. We've got a great show ahead, but we have a special guest on tonight, a man who's not a stranger to this podcast, I would say. Tom Mulhall. Tom, how are we?
How are you, Niall? How are you, Mark?
How are you, Tom?
Great to be back on. It's haven't been on since May. So
Absolutely.
It's a few months now, isn't it? 5 months.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Big fun.
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly it goes. You know, after the build up to the Leeds match that we done with the help of yourselves and that was greatly appreciated. So which was a tremendous success. But here we go again. We're doing another fundraiser now. This time it's in memory of Steve.
It's like a whale. You take one cog out, you put another cog in, and the whale just keeps on spinning, doesn't it?
Keep going, yeah. We're like hamsters in the wheel. We're just going round and round.
Exactly.
And with having Tony Brown on your back, you don't get a minute anyway. So
absolutely,
he's unbelievable. He's the joy of money. I don't know where he gets his energy from. I think he's sponsored by Duracell. To be fair,
he probably is.
Well, so now like a few months ago when we were doing the Legends match, as we all know, Steve Kelly, who was the founder of the Board of Legends, was very sick, and we had planned to run an 80s night for him, the disco, and it started off small, but as anything that Browner gets involved in gets a bit bigger and bigger and bigger, and thankfully George Davis down the Noggin Inn has given us the room and given doing a lot for us in preparation for this night. Like it's €25 a ticket. Some people might say that's a little bit steep, but that includes a draw. So we're not going to be going around hassling people on the night to buy raffle tickets or anything like that. So you're in a draw, which there's good prizes in it. 4 balls, the likes of O'Connor. I think Bray is involved. Wicklow Golf Club, and then we also have meals for 2 in the Graduate, the Victor Hotel, meal for 4 in the Carberry for 4 in the Saturday Noggin Inn. I think we have the Grange. So basically every pub in the area has given in a prize for it, So it will be a great night. As we see in the poster there, no white socks, which I believe caused a bit of a crack there when it was announced on the show a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That was just something that we were sitting in the pub, myself, Browner, and Anne-Marie, the wife, and I just says, do you know what? Remember, we couldn't get into nightclubs with no white socks, and we all just went, yeah, we put that in the poster, and it's everyone laughs when they hear it,
What was the name of the nightclub again? Down beside Baker's Inn, crossing Baker's Inn.
Ziggy's.
Remember Ziggy's?
Oh, I
remember. There used to be murder outside of it. Remember?
I remember going over to it every Thursday night when I was on the 3 to 11 shift in uprights.
Yeah.
We'd work at 3 or 11 over to Baker's, a quick point, and then into Ziggy's after, and then home at 2 in the morning. But the best one I ever remember at Ziggy's was the junior cert results were out, and it was probably still the intercert back in them days. But the DJ says, hands up anybody who got their intercert results tonight, and a lot of people put their hands up, and the bouncers came around and threw them all out.
Brilliant. Love it.
You shouldn't have been here. It was their way.
There used to be some crowd at it, Tom, wasn't there? There used to be a monster crowd at it.
I have to say that all the times I was in it, I never seen any hassle. Maybe I was just blinded by love with the wife, like at the time,
Love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we put our heads together and we got it, and we approached George, and George in the Noggin Inn, not a problem, and love to put it on for us. And then Mark Bourne, the DJ, said, yeah, not a problem. 80s night. And then Peter Curtis, who used to own Specsavers in Bray, a good friend of Steve, says, can I do a little stint on the thing? And I said, well, I'm sure Mark won't have a problem. So we have people coming up offering us services, and like Browner will tell you it's a fancy dress. It's not a fancy dress because only he has clothes from the 80s. He still wears them. So we do have a prize.
They're making a big comeback.
Oh,
have you ever seen him go to a festival?
Yeah.
Something else. Sight to behold.
Yeah. So imagine if he was going to a gay festival or something like that. Could you imagine what he'd be like at it? Oh my God, he'd be unreal.
Him and Jerry. Him and Jerry.
Him and Jerry, yeah. Like, there could be Jerry could do a few minutes now on the discs on the records.
I was saying
Well,
when Browner was on last time, Tom, I was telling him I used to DJ there years ago. I used to do the 40th birthday parties on the 21st and 30th and everything and all there in the Noggin. It was good crack. That was a long time ago. Yeah, that was a long time ago now.
No, so
I was in black and white.
Yeah.
Just the vinyl.
Polaroid cameras.
Just the vinyl. Vinyl.
George Formby on repeat.
What's vinyl?
Yeah. They're making a big comeback. You know, as you know yourself, like, you know, but it promises to be a really good night, and we hope to have about 300 people in the Noggin Inn. You know, which will be a great amount of, like, people have bought tickets that we know aren't going to go. You know, the usual. But we hope we'll be taking walk-ups as well. We're not going to turn anybody away, you know. So it'll be, so we hope that, like, the word of mouth is out there. Like, Steve done a lot of work for football in the borough, you know, between coaching and Joe's for years, and managing Joe's at Glassdale, played with me in Ballybrack, and like, some of the stories I could tell you about him is unbelievable. Like, we remember playing down in Mullingar, and he was going down. Browner was left full, and Steve was on the left side of midfield. So what a left side you had, totally mad. And so Steve was running down, and your man, someone said to him, "That lad thinks he's God." Well, Kelly hit a shot from about 35 yards into the top corner and runs down the sideline of Mullingar Athletic and says, "I surely am the son of God." You know, so. And his famous things would be, "Remember the Alamo," right? If your backs are against the wall, remember the Alamo. And he was just nuts. He'd never give up attitude on the pitch, and he had that way in life, and he was such a character. So as we said, we were planning on doing this when he was sick, but unfortunately he got a turn for the worse than it went, and he passed away before we could do it, because he hadn't worked for over a year, you know. So obviously there was bills mounting up, so we decided, well, let's do something. So then unfortunately he passed quickly, and I just said to Brown, well, listen, we have to do something in his memory. So that's when this is. So the money that we raise will go to Kathy's wife and Nathan and Luke, and what they want to do with it is entirely up to themselves. Brilliant. You know, they want a holiday out of it, which they would deserve. Let them do it. If they want to give it to charity, let them do it. But we're going to hopefully do something big next May in memory of Steve for the Blackrock Hospitals where he passed away. That's our plan for going forward. If we can get a good sponsor, we will have the Premiership coming to the borough. The venue for that one has yet to be announced, but we will be having the meet and greet in the Sallinoggin Inn, and the Rochestown Lodge where we had the last meet and greet for the Leeds Legends. We'll be putting players up, and the players will be having a few drinks there after the match, and then we be back down to the Noggin Inn for the dinner that night. So it'll be all central, and George is really pushing the boat out down there. He's really looking after us with a fantastic deal. So obviously, the less he charges, the more we make. He'll make them, and he's really into giving us a dig out on this, which really appreciated, like, you know. And but we'll be looking, as you know yourself, with Legends matches, some of our players get a bit too old that they can't play. We'll be on the lookout for probably about 10, 15 new players, you know, to come along, and
me and Marky could have a shave.
100%. Well, it wouldn't be Mark's first time now to get in between the sticks, you know.
Won't be first rodeo, yeah.
Yeah,
we'd like to pass over that, Tom. We don't want to discuss
that. That's nice, isn't it?
He did pull off a good save in the match, and he's probably still dying.
There's a shrine in Bray Wanderers ground dedicated to Marky.
That's it. After that, 1-on-1 save.
When he dived to his right. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, fair play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably one of
Sounds
the few things that I remember of that day, to be honest.
Someday, Tom, wasn't it? Someday, man.
Day was a
it
floor.
was great. No, it was a
It was
great
an
day.
absolute floor. I went
Yeah.
that night. I had 1 point for the whole day. That's all I had for the whole day. I just didn't stop for the whole day. It was crazy. I went down to my son's house the next day down in Wexford, and I said to him, I'll cut the grass. And he said, right, granddad. He said, but he has a ride-on lawnmower, so I'll cut the grass.
Yeah, fair play to you.
I fell asleep.
I had the holder in the front of it, did it?
Yeah,
The
I
holder.
fell asleep.
In
I just
fairness,
put my
Tom,
head
I
down.
seen you. You did not stop from the minute we got to the ground. From the meet and greet to the ground, you were just going around and going around, even after the match as well.
Looked after everyone.
Fair play
Great,
to you, man.
yeah, it was top job,
mad.
top job. And nice of Browner to give you 4 months off before having to plan the next one, wasn't it?
You joking? You're joking. Browner was he doesn't get. I don't think he stops.
He's on the blower on the Monday.
Yeah, if you better believe it. He was,
Tom, I have an idea. Not really, Tony. Seriously.
But if anyone out there is listening that would like to play in the match, if they get in touch with us through the Legends Facebook page, we'll gladly go through the details with them. And if there's anyone out there like the likes of Best Menwear or somewhere like that who'd like to sponsor us for the next match,
I'll get on to them, Tom. I'll get on to them. Don't you worry.
No, Tom, only the best. Only the best.
only the best. Yeah,
only the best.
I'll get on to them for you. And come here, Tom, as well for Steve's benefit night. If lads wanted to buy a ticket but might necessarily make it, they can make a donation of €25 to any of the numbers on the ticket.
Yeah, the numbers on them is Richie Parsons' number. That's the top one. You have Paul Bishop, who's better known as Bishy. There's the second. Browner is the third one, and it's my missus Anne Marie is the fourth number. So if anyone wants to send a test of €1 to make sure that it goes to the right person, and then if they want to send nothing else after that, then and their name will be put in the ticket. It will be on the door for them if they want to turn up, and if they don't, well and good. Their ticket will still be in the draw for the raffle.
Brilliant.
You know, so they don't have to be there, because anyone who buys a ticket is entitled to win in the raffle. Brilliant. You know, so we hope to make a nice few bob for them, and then we're going to launch the match on Saturday night there, but now yous have got a premiere there on it. Like some of the
exclusive, love it.
The players that are coming over will be a Liverpool goalkeeper who's about 7 foot, David James, McIntyre, right? Jason McIntyre, Yap Stam, Stephen Carr, Ian Hart, Jermaine Beckford, representing Everton because he never played in the Premiership for Leeds.
That's Mark's new best mate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Major man. Yeah. Major
man. Baby Guinness. Him and the baby Guinness. And Karol Boborski. Remember him? Stilian Petchov. Who else? There was a couple of other. I did mention Ian Hart, didn't I?
Kubu coming back over.
Yeah, I could never pronounce his name, so he's Everton, isn't he?
Yeah, the last match he played in over here, he made Sky Sport News and everything, and it was one flick over the defender's head. It was, you want to see it?
And Wes Brown, I believe, is on it as well.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. So it'll be
good stuff.
That's the plan, but the Saturday night is the important one at the moment, and then it's going on. If we can't secure a major sponsor by the middle of November, there's a possibility that match won't take place because it's too much of a. I hear of other lads like going off and they're getting 40, 50,000 sponsorships, and it's crazy. Like, we're not looking for anything like that. But like, if you're at the match in Bray and we had to win the cleaning company sponsoring a set of jerseys. No, me.
Yeah. So we might do an upper tier podcast versus the Borough in a kicking match or something like that. We do it on the local park or something.
I'm sure you get a good crowd for that one.
It'd be like that saying in Braveheart. Remember when they come down the mountain?
Yeah.
Or throw your thing back to the harp at where they come from miles around.
Oh yeah.
Only some of a vintage generation remember that one. Sally O'Brien and the way she might look at you. Came down. Yeah.
Harp. A lot of them are saying, "What's harp?"
Lager. Brewed in Dundalk, from Dundalk.
Yeah, that was the big drink back in the day, though.
Yeah,
it was.
Like,
Most households had harp in them, didn't they?
Yeah,
so they sponsored
Harp
the
and
FAI Cup
Smittix.
and all, didn't they?
Harp and Smittix.
Yeah. Well, I gave you the first sponsor of that I remember of the League of Ireland was Bass.
That's right. The Bass Triangle.
That's
Bass Triangle.
Bass is still going as well. Yeah.
That's when my father was refereeing in it back in the 70s. Like it had been Bass, the Bass League of Ireland.
That's when a pint glass was actually a pint glass.
Yeah, proper glass. Yeah, no, it was back in the good days. You know, so that's basically it, lads. Like that's what we're doing. But Saturday night is hopefully it's going to be big. The Remembrance Day, all ladies music. You know, and that's what we all dance to when we go to parties, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know,
exactly.
You know, the wife has got she bought glitter balls and everything to do up the noggin in and glow sticks and everything she has. She's gone mad. You know, so like it's up. And to be fair,
Brown will be all over them. Brown will be all over them. He'd be wrapped in those glitter balls by the end of the night, I'd say.
Well, of course, she bought them on Temu, and they're not as big as they thought. they might fit in these trousers.
or maybe not. There might be a lot of space pending on the 80s get up that he rocks up in. Who knows? But listen, Tom, pleasure having you on as always, pal. Anytime you want to come on, just let us know. And if there's anything going on or any more announcements or anything like that, drop on and let us know what's going on, especially with the Legends. Tony's always has an open invite there as well. And listen, best of luck on Saturday. Hope you absolutely pack out the place and make a fortune for such a great cause and stuff like that. And of course, remembering Steve Kelly and stuff, all your friends and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. No doubt it'll be an emotional night as well. But hopefully have as much fun as you can, stuff like that. As we say on this show, you don't lament your heroes, you celebrate them. So there you go. Right, Tom, best of luck. Listen, stay in touch, pal. Talk to you soon. Cheers.
Take care, Tom.
Now, Marky, kick us off with our sponsor first. Let's begin.
Yeah, if Rowan is in the chat, hopefully it might be. I have a few ads up all over the place on for the trophies, you know. And as I got off, I don't know if I sent you the message. As I got off here last week, I think I showed Tiernan actually. Tiernan was in with me last week. Some lad texted me, right? So I have the picture of me and all the lads together, and there's a picture of me.
Is this the yoke you sent me?
Did I send it to you?
Yeah.
Did I send it to you?
Yeah. You sent it to me. The screenshots. Insane.
So, for any of the lads in the chat, so there's a picture of me and Stephen Gerrard holding the Champions League trophy. And this lad texted me saying, how much for Stephen Gerrard? And I thought he meant as in the Champions League trophy. So I text him back saying, like, where are you based on what date? And he says, up in Meads on the 11th of October. And I says, the trophies are actually in Derry, you know, for the Glen Hoddle thing. I didn't say that to him, but I said, they're actually in Derry on the 11th of October. He said, no, I don't want the trophies. Is Stephen Gerrard available? I was like, how have we got Stephen Gerrard available? And then I said, no, I don't have Steve. And he went on a mad one. Did you see it? He was saying,
yeah. I was like, yeah.
What?
He sort of accused me of false advertising and everything and all. Unbelievable.
I should have read the first matches proper, but I thought he meant like the Champions League trophy because it was me and Stevie G holding it together. It was like, you thought I had Stevie G out my backyard ready to hire for it. I just
you should have said, no problem. And walked up with a Stevie G standee. Should have got a standee made of you and him with the trophy and send the standee up.
Oh man, I swear to God. But yeah, sorry, we're available for events.
Some people don't read the room, sure they don't. Hogan Elite player hire.
Yeah. So
now, if you hadn't asked for Jermaine Beckford, now you might have been able to sort him out.
Well, listen, I'll get on to Jermaine. I'll give Jermaine a text, but Ian Hart, Jermaine, Wes, Brian McClare, and Mel Sterling are not available to hire, just in case from this picture collage that you might think that they're not for hire.
Yeah.
I was
the
like,
secret is in the middle at the top. Hogan Elite Trophy hire. Trophy. Okay, there
I
you
should have
go.
rocked up to Mead with the Champions League trophy, and like Ted said, the cardboard cut out.
The
I was just
cardboard
like,
would have been quality. Would have been quality.
oh,
But listen, folks,
lads.
you know what to do. Make sure you're following and subscribing and whatever else. Instagram, Facebook. If you're looking to book an event, get on to Marky for sure. Other thing I wanted to cover last night was absolutely electric. Everyone knows I'm a big golf fan. I used to love playing golf and everything and all that. But last night was absolutely electric. And anyone thinks that golf is a gentleman's sport, didn't watch golf this weekend, that's for sure, because it was nearly like boxing. But it was absolutely brilliant, and it was fitting. Shane Lowry sinking the putt to retain it, and then Tyrrell Hatton getting the putt to half and get the half point to secure the win. Even though the announcer announced incorrectly that we had retained it, we didn't retain it. We had actually won it. But there you go. But it was absolutely brilliant. It was nail biting. I don't know how many WhatsApp messages myself and Darren put through last night to each other. It was absolutely nail biting, and a 13-15 was insane. Hard to believe that Oberg was the only player on the European side to actually secure a win and stuff like that. It was absolutely crazy, but we got there in the end, and that's the main thing. So congratulations to the European Ryder Cup team, and especially, of course, to Shane Lowry and Rory and all the lads and stuff like that. Justin Rose was immense. Tommy Fleetwood, the whole lot of them. As a team, they were immense. Luke Donald did another stellar job and goes into the record books as well as the captain who has won it at home and away. Joining Tony Jacklin, no doubt. So in with very good company there and stuff like that. So hats off to Luke Donald as well. Sensational, and all the players had nothing but good stuff to say about and stuff like that. And I'd say Shane Lowry today has a massive headache. I'd say he's still hungover. I would say. Ted's in. He wants to know how much is it to hire Wes Brown. We have a game on in Perez Astro tomorrow and a shorter player.
Well, Ted, there's two lads in the chat that might go down. Tiernan and Rowan might go down and play again. They've been playing a lot lately against Currys and stuff like that. So they might go down and tog out for you.
There you go. Talk nice to them and convince them. Just to let you know, latest at the moment, folks, it's 1-1. Everton versus West Ham. Jared Bowen has just equalised in the 65th minute. We're 68 minutes in at the moment. Michael Keane, a man that we talked about no less than a week ago, Marky. Michael Keane being the danger. Scored off of James Garner, an old friend of yours, James Garner. Tarkovsky getting booked, Walker Peters booked, Magassa booked, and Max Kilman booked so far. And Beto has just gone off, and Barry has come on. Yeah, just seen that there now. So we will keep you posted on what's going on there. But 1-1. This is a huge match for West Ham tonight. They really need a win. Need to get a win. Tough place to go, but they need 3 points.
Very tough place to go, in fairness. They have been an informed team. They're on the attack here now. On the right hand side, over to our mate Jacob Bryan.
Now looks all business as well, strutting on the sideline.
100% he does.
Yeah. It was interesting because you think Nuno going in there didn't have a lot of time to work with West Ham players, obviously with Graham Potter going and stuff like that, which was kind of weird. What did you make of Potter going? Obviously, he does the press conference on Friday and gets fired on Saturday. That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah, it was mad. You could see it coming, though, the way the results were going, and obviously they've a very loud fan base there that don't really allow for some of the mistakes they've been making. The goalkeeper has been woeful, and
they've been poor. They have
been very, very poor.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a free kick outside the box? Is he giving
number of players there stealing them? I always worry and talk to Darren about the boy Mavropanos. He's always the worry for me. He's like, I sometimes look at him and I think you're playing with 10 men when you have him on the pitch.
100%.
But we'll keep it going. Just in the 70th minute here now, 1-1. Tarkovsky having a row with himself as usual.
It looks like one of the Everton players is wearing bleeding tracksuit bottoms. He's wearing the white underlayer.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I need to ask you as well. I want you to clarify. What is the rule on this towel bullshit that's going on?
Basically, the law it's kind of like a gentleman's agreement. So if the two teams are playing, agree for the towels to be used, they can be used. If one says no, then they can't be used. So basically, say you have two teams like a Brentford and an Arsenal.
So what happens if you don't discuss it? Does it default to no?
No, well, it has to be discussed with between the referee and the team.
It's part of the match day build.
Yeah. So when the referees are getting the team sheets off, whether it be the assistant manager or the manager or whoever it is, whoever the nominated person is, they go in and discuss it, and it will be asked if
So
it is
on
so.
the basis of yesterday's match, Arsenal must have requested it, and
Yeah,
Newcastle must have
Newcastle
said
said
no.
no, and then yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
And that's why
So
we've seen the ref going over.
exactly. So, but for instance, you had Arsenal and say a Brentford who both use that long throw, and they both agree you can use tails then. But like I said, if one team doesn't, you're not allowed to use them. So they will be at the side of the pitch because obviously you're not going to know either way.
Here's a question for you: is VAR notified of the decision?
Oh, VAR, yeah, they'd be notified of everything.
Because I'm just thinking, let's suppose a ref misses it and a fella takes a long throw in after towling the ball and a goal is scored. Does that go to a VAR review?
I'm sure it could go back, but I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't go that far. I'm sure one of the coaching staff would let the fourth official know, and then he'd microphone to the referee and say, "Listen, they haven't agreed for the use of towels in the game." So yeah, no, that's basically it. You know, that was only brought in about 2 years ago, I'd say, or maybe a year ago, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Let's get into the Premier League action at the weekend.
Do we have to? Do we have to?
Ah, sure. Why not? What else would we be doing? Let's start off with yourselves. The early kickoff: Brentford 3, Man United 1. Talk to me. Even if you want to talk top level, if you want to talk Ruben Amorim, if you want to talk why do you purchase a goalkeeper and not use them, what's going on?
I'll talk about my Saturday morning. I had the privilege of bringing my 2.5-year-old Holly up to Little Kickers for the first time. She's been doing it a few weeks, but I got to bring her up on Saturday morning and see her play, and I was in good form. And then I come home, sit down, and thinking, right, we bet Chelsea. Let's take the momentum into this game, and I completely went downhill after that. Before I get into United, fair play to Brentford. I thought Keith Andrews had a game plan which they stuck to really well. We're not that hard to play against in terms of how the opposition will go at us. We've seen that Henderson long ball over the top to Thiago for the first goal. He was caught ball watching. Thiago makes a decent run. It was a decent run off Harry's shoulder, and then before Harry knows it, he's trying to panic and go forward, and he leaves them on side, and it was good finish.
His movement kind of stopped him having any chance of doing anything as well, didn't it? It was kind of like a side movement, and it was nearly like a keeper going the wrong way, kind of, and trying to recover or something like that. You know, it was like
so it's you know, it's tough, but again, you get back into the game and equalise, and then you think, right, let's build from here, and it completely goes downhill from there. And we haven't been at the races. You know, we talk about the formation and this, that, and the other. And I think I told you before, I've said it in here before, it's about changing in-game plans as well, that he's very stubborn in doing. And we're just Shaw, for me, I watched him when we watched him against City there a few weeks ago. He was out bullied by Haaland. He wasn't at the he's just I think I said it before, like he never had that yard of pace, and he still lost another yard of pace, you know.
He lost the yard he did have.
Well, but like you look at it, like you have Thiago, who we know is fast, and you're leaving Euro on the bench, and you're playing the likes of well, De Ligt, I thought have played decent in the last few games, but you're leaving Sean Maguire in there now. Nothing wrong with Maguire. I think I've been very critical of him over the last few years. I think he's been very good for us. You know,
well, he was following the captain's interview post match last week, wasn't he? When he pinned the Foden goal on Lenny Euro, which was very unfair and really poor form, to be honest.
But I don't know why Euro was on the bench. I seen it. To the goalkeeping situation. Now listen, I thought Boyenda pulled off some really good saves. At times where it could have been a lot more against us, but it's just very frustrating. And you know, you look at it now because we're nearly a year into this project. I think at the start of it, you take a loss here and there, you know, at the start, saying, right, new system, new formation for the players to get adjusted to. You take a loss here and there, saying, right, it's part of the process. But now it's coming to the stage where you're looking at it going, right, we're a year in here, lads. What the hell's going on, you know?
Well, he's got a few players in. He's had a pre-season, you know, as we said last week on the show, and you made the point about it, is that this one game a week, we're going to see what the benefit is. So he's had a whole week to prepare for this game. and looked at times looked really, really poor and void of ideas and stuff like that. And especially against, remember, it's against a Brentford side that have lost key players, and you're talking about Keith Andrews, who's like, in the infancy of his managerial career, if you think at that level,
and he is, but like again, if the experience of Jordan Henderson, which he brought in, was a very smart move for him, from him.
What a ball as well, boy.
That ball, and like I said, it was
about turning back the clock.
But like he has obviously Thomas Frankbrock, Queeveen in, but he's been excellent. He pulled off some really good saves there as well. And of course, you have Ireland's captain Nathan Collins at the back, so they have a good relationship there. So they do have a decent starting 11, and obviously a lot of questions were asked of Keith coming in. Excuse me, Keith coming in, and his lack or thereof lack of experience in the Premier League,
and rightly so at the time, especially if you're a Brentford fan, like.
100%. But I think seeing what Keith had done in the Irish setup and underage teams and stuff like that, from people I was talking to, you could see he'd make a good coach / manager and stuff like that. So, but listen, we're not that hard to play against,
unless you're Martin O'Neill.
Yeah, well, that's true.
How bitter does that guy be? Jesus Christ.
Lads, Jesus Christ. What was it he said? If he had a tenth of the knowledge, he thinks he's Pep Guardiola and this, that, and the other. Martin's very bitter at times. If you listen to him
at times.
Well, a lot of the time, most of the time, if you listen to him on Talk Sport and stuff like that, he's very, very bitter.
Why give a dead man a headache?
I think the only person he has nice things to say about was Roy Keane, because he was his right hand man for so long with Ireland and Villa and Forest and stuff like that. But like,
Ted's right. Lots of ref watch, lots of stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, But listen, Ted probably now that we didn't think we'd be saying this, but we have a massive, massive game coming up against Sunderland now this week before the.
Does it not feel like since the start of this season, every game has been a massive game?
It is, and then after the Chelsea game, you get a dogged 2-1 win. You're playing against 10 men for 40 minutes. We get over the line in really bad conditions, scrappy game. Players.
Where's the tipping point for you on this? Where does it go? Fuck this, I'm done, kind of thing. I can't, some people would have said maybe the summer. Some people would have said the first international break.
Maybe after the Arsenal game, the first game of the season, But
could there be a change coming after? I mean, if Sunderland coming up now who are playing ball.
Well, they've been excellent, and that's why this is such a massive game. If we are beaten by Sunderland at home before the international break, that 10 days to 2 weeks is going to seem a lot longer for him. Obviously, there's this payoff.
But see, as we said, every week seems long when you've only one game a week, because you can't come out midweek and dust yourself off.
It should be a case of trying to work it around, trying to get Bruno higher up the pitch. Ugarte hasn't done much, and you've Kobe Mainoo sitting on the bench, so you've a whole week to work out how to work around these things and like I say, get Kobe involved and stuff like that. But like this Sunderland game, it's obviously, like I said, massive. If we win it, it gives them that breathing space of 2 weeks, and you're thinking, right, but if we lose it, I think he'd be gone. Like, I don't know if Ted and all know, like about the 12 million and stuff they've been talking about in his contract and all, but it's just you look at the table.
When he said he'd walk for free, you should have said, thank you. Sack him in the fucking tunnel right there. Sign that before we sack you.
Yeah, me and my dad had this conversation earlier. My man Dara on you back from Turkey there on Saturday, and lucky enough, my dad only got to see the first half of the game, so they went to the airport delayed 2 hours then or whatever. But we were saying that today. We were saying, like, he said he'd walk away, but there's this 12 million over the contract.
No one walks away from 12 million. No one walks away from 12 million. Yeah, but for me, the issue is, and it's more a question for you guys, for yourself and Ted and Phil and everyone in the chat there, Man United fans, stuff like that. Sunderland win this weekend. Is anyone going to be shocked?
No.
The way Sunderland are playing phenomenal ball at the moment.
Sunderland are 1 point off, equaling Southampton's points from last year, and
Do you know what I thought was a very interesting conversation? I was listening to Rory Jennings, Chelsea fan. Rory Jennings he has a YouTube. He's on TalkSport at times as well. Chelsea fan. But he was saying today, if Ruben Amorim leaves Man United or gets sacked from Man United, he's not getting another big job. He's going to an Espanyol or a Celta Vigo or a Victoria Pilsen, or that's where he's heading. He's not going into anywhere near a big job again.
Look at Ten Hag. He can't get a job. He 1 or 2 games in charge of Leverkusen, was it? And he was out the door.
3, I think he had, didn't he? Wasn't it 3 games and then he binned them off?
Madness, like. Like I said, you could see it at the end of the game. The players going over to the fans, and he looks a shell of the man that you've seen over in Portugal when he was managing over there. He was confident. He had a swagger about him on the sideline. He's sitting in the dugout hiding most of the time. It's it doesn't make for good reading and stuff. Sorry, Everton just have a free kick outside the box here on the left hand side. Garner whipping it. It's a wide. And he's after getting cramp after hitting that as well. But
Mavropanos going in too hard again. It's that lad is an absolute liability. And see that if there was ever a definition as well of that Bundesliga tax, that Fulkrug lad. My God, that lad wouldn't get a game for Rovers near West Ham. He's terrible.
There's Garner be going off now, but it looks of it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. What do you think of this Ugarte? I mean, like, is it just that there's a midfield imbalance there with Shoehorn and Bruno in? Is Ugarte as bad as he looks, or is it just because the midfield is kind of all over the place? Like, if Ugarte's in there as the holder with a Mainu, flanked by a Mainu and a Mason Mount, does he look as bad? I don't know.
I don't rate him, to be honest. When he came in,
is he too light? Is he too lightweight for the league?
Can be, but he gives away silly balls in midfield as well. And like, we've had midfielders that we kind of sniffed our noses up at before, like when Schneiderlin came in and all. He never really got an opportunity. But I take a young Schneiderlin now in the middle of midfield, and he hasn't been doing it for me. Like you said, there is an imbalance in midfield, but I don't think it's that. I just don't think he's up to the job. I don't think he's up to the standards of the Premier League.
That's true. That's spot on. Can't pass the ball.
No, that's what I was just saying. Like, he's brutal. He's giving away the ball left, right, and centre.
I'm gonna give all you Man United fans a bit of good news. I don't know if anyone caught Onana yesterday playing. Was it yesterday or something?
Yeah, seen it. Yeah.
Coughed 2 goals in 2 minutes.
Back to
his own players tearing him a new one. It was lovely to see.
But did you see his body for one of the goals? Like,
was the one that went through his arm?
Yeah, he went goes around like that. He kind of turns around and I'm looking at him going, what are you doing? Like,
shocking. So there you go. 85 minutes in the 86 minute here, folks. 1-1 by the way as well. So both teams will be looking to get a winner here.
And as a United fan, it should be good news. The international break is coming up, unless you're Irish.
Yes, absolutely. If he loses to Sunderland, does he go on the international break?
Yeah, he should.
Very hard to justify keeping him at that stage, isn't it?
No, he should. There be, like you said, there's.
Listen, and you know the funny thing, this is a mirror image of what happened with Ten Hag.
Yeah.
So you kept him up till October, November. You let him spend 200 million, and you binned him out the door. So.
And like, there's talk of Glasner. Why would Glasner leave Palace to come to us? Like, we sat here. I sat here on Saturday. I watched us, then I watched yous, and I was looking at the way he has Palace playing, and like, they could have been.
But this is the Manchester United job as well. You can't like.
But here, it has been a poison chalice over the last few years. He could be looking at that like there's something rotten to the core from in that.
Well, it might suit for him to come in as well because he's playing the same formation, but he's getting a tune out of it.
Yeah,
he obviously has players to suit it and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, there's a difference of setting up that formation, but there's a difference in playing the system within that formation, and that's what he's doing differently with the players at his disposal there. And he has Wharton playing in the right position. He has the likes of Mitchell. You see Mitchell getting up and down that wing, like unbelievable. He was fantastic against you, and as he has been all season. And like I said, we're only talking about him last week. How he hasn't got an England call up in 3 years is beyond me. Like,
I did say even in the preview that their wing play was where the danger was going to be, and that's how it turned out, to be honest.
Yeah.
We were tore asunder, to be honest. We should have been 4-0 down. We glaze over these because we don't spend too much time on them. Chelsea losing 3-1 to Brighton after taking the lead. Enzo Fernandez with the first, and then Brighton sort of.
Just like Chelsea seem to be the masters of their own downfall, and can I just give a mention to Danny Welbeck? Like, he's been in fantastic form the last two seasons for Brighton, and he kind of goes under the radar. You know, people talk about different players' longevity, you know, but he's been excellent. And I like the likes of Palace, Bournemouth, and Brighton. I love watching them. You know, you know it's going to be a good game when we're involved. Van Heck was brilliant.
I have to say, prior to the Arsenal game on Saturday evening, when I was looking at the table, I thought that top 5 looked awesome.
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Palace
it's a little bit different now because
Sunderland
Arsenal
up
obviously
there
jumped
as well and stuff.
Sunderland, Palace, Bournemouth, like it looked the business.
Brilliant.
You know, it was really cool.
West Ham on the attack. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we do have a show coming up on Friday. I'll be doing a preview for the Chelsea game. Big game for us Saturday evening at Stamford Bridge. You would feel we need to win that because I'd imagine Arsenal will probably beat West Ham and go top. So we'll probably need to beat Chelsea at the Bridge to go back top again, I would imagine. So interesting because both teams will be under a lot of pressure as well.
That's Saturday, cuz.
Saturday, that's the 5:30 game on Saturday.
5:30. And there's a Bournemouth and Fulham on Friday night as well.
Friday night as well, yeah. We have a packed out Friday night, actually. I meant to say it, yeah. Friday night, we'll be doing the preview for the Chelsea game. But as part of the preview as well, we're going to be doing a watch-along for the Dundalk game and the Cove game. Because Dundalk could secure the league this Friday night and secure promotion.
I was texting John on Friday night before the UCD game just to wish him luck and stuff like that. So he just said, thanks, I'll see you next week. So I'm sure he's going to pop into me in the shop this week at some stage. Absolutely. So it should be good. I've been watching that loan last season, and they changed managers, but they done very well last season. They were up the top. You know, but this season it's just been one thing after another. They were well beaten by Cove there a few weeks ago, 3-0 I think it was, and stuff like that. They've just been atrocious this season.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget, you're not getting off too lightly either, because the following Friday, I think it's the 10th, we'll have a slide on it though, will be Shamrock Rovers versus Shelbourne.
I know.
Rovers could win the league. So,
but the big game is Thursday night.
We are, yeah. Now I have a slide for it all. Don't worry, I have a slide for it all. Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1. Even as a Liverpool fan, I thought if we got out now this game, we'd be stealing 11. Really, I thought Palace should have been 4-0 up at halftime.
I was just gonna say that because
I thought we were shocking.
Canate for me as well was brutal, cause and I don't know what the story is.
It just went through the whole team. I thought everyone was brutal.
No, they were, but I just think Canate this season he's been bullied by some of the strike. Like Mateta is really big and strong, but I think Bradley as well since he came back. I don't know what it is. Big fan of his. He hasn't been the same. He's getting caught out. He's giving away the ball, and from Canate all the way up the pitch. Then it just
free kick here for Everton now, isn't it? 80.
Nice.
I'm a little bit behind you guys, I think, on the telly. So
89th, Dewsbury Hall's after giving away a free there, and he's going mad at the referee for some reason. Referee's booking him all right, but I don't think Dewsbury Hall's trying to claim there wasn't much contact.
Great save. Garner still on as well. He must have shook it off, did he?
Yeah, he did. I'm just looking at this. Dewsbury Hall's already been booked, and he's going back to shout at the referee. The referee could eat, and he misses the next game. Let's have a look at this.
He's after taking it.
He wins the ball, but obviously his studs are after catching him. I get where he's going from.
Big dunk in the shootout. I appreciate that one.
Yeah. But like I know he's got the ball, but it's still he catches the player. Then
I think when you catch a player like that, you should just suck up the card and walk away, because you're asking VAR to have a go. Cross.
And the way he went back at the referee as well, like you're asking for him to give you a second caution, like, you know.
Oh, that's his 5th yellow as well, is it, Ted?
Yeah, he missed the next game.
Yeah.
Oh, just played a. Everton played the ball across the box there. West Ham cleared back with Jacob Bryan.
5 minutes anyway. We're 2 minutes into the 5 minutes of added on time anyway, so we'll keep it to the end anyway. So yeah, absolutely abysmal from Liverpool, and you know maybe I said like last season when Forest bet us, maybe this is the litmus paper that needed to be lit to put a fire under us, because a lot of players so far haven't showed up at all. So really important. Leeds and Bournemouth 2-2.
Yeah, I thought Bournemouth obviously took the lead, but Leeds got back into it, done really well. I think Sean Longstaff was excellent in the game, and then obviously they conceded very, very late. So even though they gained the point, which they would have taken beforehand, it probably felt more like a defeat for them because they were leading for as long as they were, and they got back into the game and they looked strong. But listen, it's another point on they're taking away nicely, like Sunderland, who we just spoke about there a few minutes ago. So, and again, you know, they looked really good at times, passing around, fluid on the ball. Your man, yeah, like I said, Sean Longstaff played very, very well, and the Ellen Road crowd were excellent on the day. So it's going to be a tough place to go to, as we all know this season. You know.
Yeah, and City 5, Burnley 1. Burnley taking the shock lead, of course, but Man City running out winners there. Haaland with a brace laid on as well. I think it was 90 and 93, wasn't it?
Did City not go winning up and then Burnley equalised, no? Anthony, was it?
Which?
City went 1-0 up and then your man Anthony scored for Burnley to equalise.
Oh, did Burnley have a goal disallowed, was it?
Yeah.
Burnley had a goal disallowed. Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, Burnley had a goal disallowed. Yes.
But yeah, City got back into it. Then Haaland, I know a few people that triple captained him this week. I said they were shitting themselves going into injury time, and he got an assist, but he hadn't scored, and then he got 2 goals in injury time. It looked like the last goal he scored, the Burnley defenders just going to give up, you know. And yeah, it was a typical City win, very professional, 5-1, and they'll what's it?
Right. Stavio joins City top scorer. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Nottingham Forest 0, Sunderland 1. Big 3 points for Sunderland. Nottingham Forest still very poor under Ange, even, you know.
Very, very poor. Sunderland again look lively from the off. I know Chris
Wood. Could Maracas be looking for a third manager at some stage this season?
He could do. He'd be looking like Graham Potter, like a bleeding manager roundabout. But no, I thought Sunderland started off really well, got the goal and stuff like that. Obviously, in the second half, they soaked up a lot of pressure. Chris Wood had 2 or 3 really good opportunities, but they held on to their own. And yeah, Ange's still holding out for that first win, you know.
Full Krug and Paqueta coming off. Igor coming on.
Everton are pressing here at the edge of the box. Grealish has it.
We're just outside now. We're 5 minutes in there. 5 minutes in on this.
Grealish crosses hit the top of the net. Moyes looks frustrated.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd be disappointed as well, being at home as well. Stadium looks fabulous as well, I have to say.
Yeah.
There's another guy, Somerville, as well. He's expect big things from him at West Ham and stuff like that. He's been unlucky as well. Hasn't been able to stay fit and stuff like that. But when he's played,
I think he'll do well there, you know.
He should do, but he's looked a pale version of the Somerville that was at Leeds. That absolutely was it 2 seasons ago, tore us apart in one of the Christmas games.
Yeah.
At Anfield as well. I think it was.
Like you said, I don't think the injuries have done him the world of good. Not just from the injuries, but from confidence of playing regular.
Yeah.
Everton have a throw here. I thought that was a West Ham throw.
Yeah.
How good
that's unlucky from Grealish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We're into the 6th minute of added on time here, folks, by the way. So there must be very little left of this there. Full time, just gone full time here, 1-1. From the looks of it.
Moyes looks absolutely pissed off on the sideline.
Especially at home against a poor West Ham. So he'd want to have done his ex-employers as well, you know. So yeah, always the way. Tottenham 1, Wolves 1. Wolves very disappointed here. A late equaliser from Spurs.
Yeah. Do you know what? Thought Spurs did all right. I think Xavi Simons playing in the wrong position. He prefers to play that 10 role. Frank was kind of playing 3 CDMs. Wolves, listen, they're so desperate to get a win on the board, and you can see how much that equaliser meant for Spurs. Then jersey off in the last minute and stuff. But listen, you can see what Thomas Frank has done for Spurs at the back, since the start of the season compared to their start last season, when they were playing Ange ball and stuff. And they've had a few indifferent results. They would have been frustrated. They would have fancied myself and Rowan had a conversation last week. When I was doing my last man standing, I picked City in the end, but I was thinking, would I pick Spurs because everyone's going to go for City? But then you're thinking, you just never know with them, and that was the case. They got back into it in the Saturday evening game, but they'd be frustrated that they didn't get 3 points from that game.
Let's get into Sunday then. Aston Villa 3, Fulham 1. Raul Jimenez with the early goal for Fulham taking the lead, but then Villa bouncing back.
Yeah, and you were with Phil over the last few games. You're thinking where the goal's going to come from, and obviously Ollie gets on the score sheet for the first time in a long time. And John McGinn, I don't know what it is about him. He has this energy that he brings to the team, and he was fantastic.
Lovely goal as well.
Yeah, he was fantastic on the day, and he brings that little bit extra. There are a few players that have been frustrated for Villa this season, but after going 1-0 down as early as it did from Raul's goal, they'd be delighted to get the 3 points, and considering they're still below us and stuff like that, there's a bit of work there to be done, but
and huge questions over Unai Emery prior to the game as well. A lot of talk,
there seems to be a lot of that narrative in the media about him, but listen, the best way to shut up your critics is by going out there and getting a win, and that's what they're doing, and it will give them confidence for going into next week before the international breakdown as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then one of the talked about games, and we will talk about it, obviously, Newcastle 1, Arsenal 2. Obviously, Gabriel Magalhaes getting the late winner off a set piece again, off a corner. Beautiful header. Slide header into the far corner. Lovely goal. Big win for Arsenal. Arteta threw the sink at it this week, didn't put the handbrake on. Talk to me about the VAR stuff in this game. Talk to me first about Victor Yerke's penalty that wasn't given. Pope getting the ball, first played the ball, then the player. So VAR overruled it. Good for the ref to go look at it. What was your feeling? Penalty, not penalty?
When I first seen it, I thought it was a penalty when I watched it in normal time. And then I seen the replay, and it's an obvious touch by Pope. Gyökeres obviously hasn't helped himself the way he's gone down either. That's the way he throws his body and stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it's clearly not a penalty because Pope has got a touch on the ball. He's got that advantage of having those long legs. He pulled off some really good saves in the game, but for me, it wasn't a penalty.
With two handball incidents then. First, there was a Newcastle one in the box, straight from a shot. Player with the hand up like that clipped him. Then the other one obviously was the one on the deck with the arm up. The talk was it came off, there was a deflection off the foot or the shin or whatever. Came up and hit him in the arm, and because of proximity, it was ruled to not be a penalty. What's your thoughts on that? Was for you pen, no pen?
For me, going by the laws of the game, it's not a penalty. My initial reaction when I seen it again in normal time, it was a penalty because he's sliding down, but his arms up in the air like that in an unnatural position. He's making his body bigger for the cross, and it hits his arm. But then when you slow it down and see the actual replay, and it takes it hits off the body and comes up, and the proximity, like you say, the laws of the game state it's not a penalty.
So proximity for a guy who's over 6 foot from the base of his foot or whatever to the top of his arm. Is that a judge? Is that fair to call that proximity where the ball is moving?
It's probably not. It's probably not. But in the laws of the game, it doesn't matter if it's say like half a yard or a full yard, let's say away. It's the laws state that it's proximity and stuff like that. So it doesn't matter by what distance it is in terms of that. Now, if it's 20 yards away and he has his arm up, you get that. But when it is that close to call, unfortunately, the law state, and obviously VAR will chat to the referee and stuff like that.
And then there was obviously a little bit of nastiness in the game between these two. There's always a bit of needle to it.
Gabriel was lucky with the was that the did he throw an elbow or a fist? Wasn't it?
It was like a snap kind of punch, elbow kind of combo type thing. I mean, your man Waldemade, he hadn't got it. He was going, "What the hell is that like? What's
but
that
like,
about?"
and not only that, Waldemade's goal, Arsenal tried to get a call. Like he barely even touched him. Like,
yeah, and then not only that, I mean, we have to balance it out as well because Bruno Guimaraes has developed a thing for going by players and giving them a little smack here and there as well. And so we need to balance the argument, stuff like that. What way does, if you look at the Gabriel incident, what way does that work in terms of VAR? I mean, should VAR be looking at that and stop and play, or does it wait for the ref? Does the ref have to call something there? Or?
Yeah, well, obviously after that incident takes place, even when the play's gone up the other end, VAR are having a conversation with the referee. The referees will be saying whether he did or did not see it. If the VAR think it's justified to bring him over to the screen, maybe for the violent conduct or whatever it may be, but the case that wasn't so, VAR probably just deemed it not to be violent conduct, and even though it looked that way, but they're one of the things. Like, if me and you were in the booth in Stockley Park, we would call the referee over and say, "Listen, you need to take a look at this footage. Gabriel's after lashing out, Newcastle striker, and you need to make a decision here. We believe it to be violent conduct, which would be a straight red card. So let me know what you think yourself." And then it's from a case of Stockley Park getting the best angles of replays to show the referee by the time he gets over to the screen, and then from there it's a conversation between the three lads.
It's a very dangerous line as well, isn't it? Because if VAR stop that, ref looks at it, that's a straight red. That's Gabriel gone for 3 games for violent conduct. And not only that, he could cost his team the game because he would have been gone off the park, and he's the one who scored the winner.
100%.
So, you don't know him. So it's a dangerous line.
You don't have to make contact. There's a very famous one. Do you remember Scholesy against Liverpool at Anfield? I think he swung at Xavi Alonso, if I'm not mistaken, the lads in the chat. He didn't make contact with him, but the intention that was violent conduct, and he sent them off, and Scholesy got sent off in that game. So that doesn't really have to be contact; it's the actual intention of the movement itself.
Well, how would you view it then, Ted? You tell us after asking the question. How did you view the Guimaraes one when he ran by the Arsenal player and gave him a kind of a forearm into the side of the head? I mean, I would view that. I mean, it doesn't look as violent. But certainly, if VAR look at it, it's assault, isn't it? Like, I mean, whatever way you wrap it up, So that's why I balanced the argument with saying that there was a lot of this going on around the pitch. It wasn't just Gabriel at all. Interesting one. What did you make of the bust up at the end in the Chelsea game, Caicedo? Do you think do you think something could be coming that? Do you think you could potentially miss Saturday?
I think I believe there would have been a meeting today about it. Okay. Usually what they'll do is the referees will send their reports in as normal, and they go through them, and if they want to pull them back in for retrospective action, they will do. So we'll probably hear by lunchtime tomorrow if there's any action being taken against them.
It looked very obvious, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
It would be hard to
There's no defending it. You can't defend it, it's blatantly obvious. But again, the only other thing is, if the referee hasn't put it in the match report, it's a conversation that the referee will have to have with the.
Well, the referee was standing in the middle of it, looking at it.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. If he has put it in his report or not,
Yeah, picked out a few games this week for the Champions League as well. Get your predictions on them. Starting off with Atletico Madrid versus Frankfurt.
Yeah, excuse me. Frankfurt obviously started off pretty well. It'd be an interesting game. Frankfurt fairly attacking, and Atletico kind of, as you well know, like to sit behind the ball at times and get at teams and frustrate them with their dark arts and stuff like that. I reckon it'd be a very good game. I'd call this a draw. I think it'd be a score draw. Yeah.
Chelsea Benfica.
It's interesting, isn't it? Jose back at the bridge. And did you see his press conference? Very good.
Yeah. Very good.
He's entertaining. But it depends what Chelsea show up, doesn't it? They're very Jekyll and Hyde at times.
Could we be getting another managerial decision here? Let's suppose they lose to Benfica at the bridge and then potentially lose to us on Saturday as well at the bridge. Would there
Could
be
be.
discussions over Maresca then as well in
They're
the international break?
Yeah, well, there definitely will be. I don't know what Ian has been thinking about the situation, but you'd have to have.
Ian wants him gone. Ian's
Does
done
he?
with him. Yeah,
There definitely be conversations there, and maybe
Mm.
looking at who's going to come in and replace him.
Mm.
But for me, I think Chelsea might just scrape it.
Mm.
We know Benfica are just going to sit back. You know what Jose's like. He'll try to sit back and frustrate Chelsea and maybe get a goal from a set piece or catch them on a counter attack. But I think Chelsea will do it at home.
Bodo Glimt versus Tottenham. Interesting Bodo Glimt. It's generally not a great away day, is it? Tough one,
It's again, it depends how Spurs turn up, and if it was at home, you'd fancy Spurs. But I think Bodo could have an upset here. They could get a win. I think, just the one I'm looking forward to most is right underneath there, and get your thoughts on it. I'm looking forward to it
welcome
myself.
to hell, Galatasaray.
I'm gonna sit here and watch it tomorrow night. Now, in fairness.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. We'll be definitely watching that tomorrow night. Hence, this, folks, just so you know, Pro Wrestling Weekly is on Wednesday because we're going to be looking at the Liverpool game tomorrow night. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one and not an ideal match, really, on the back of that Palace performance. But I don't know. I think the gaffer at the moment, he seems to be wielding a bit of an axe at the minute. Left Chiesa out of the squad as well.
Seen that today, yeah. What was the reason you get for that?
I didn't get the I didn't see the reason for it. Like, and I think had he 3 goalkeepers in it or something?
Okay.
3 goalkeepers in the squad and left Chiesa out. I thought we'd need 3 goalkeepers.
Strange one, isn't it, man?
Weird. It's very weird with Chiesa. It's kind of like you get a feeling that he's kind of warming to him and he's going to start using him. And then he fucking bins him off again. Then brings him back in again and bins him off again. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just a weird one. It's a weird one. So, but hopefully Liverpool win.
They've obviously Sané, Icardi and stuff like that. They got 1-0 win over the weekend. I think they've a big game against Besiktas coming up as well. On Saturday. So they probably might have one eye on that as well. Obviously they'll do all they can against you, but it should be an interesting game. I'm really looking forward to this one now, in fairness.
Yeah, they're down in 35th as well at the moment with a -4 goal difference. So they're gonna want to try and get 3 points on the board tomorrow night.
Isn't it mad when you say that in the league tables? They're down in 35th.
Yeah,
it just sounds mad,
isn't it? Yeah, mad. Arsenal Olympiacos, they'll be up for this, won't they? They'll be really buoyed from that Newcastle game.
I think this could be a 3 or a 4-0. Everyone getting
probably end up putting Arsenal top of the table going into the international break.
It could do, yeah. And I think Odegaard, for me, when he came on against Newcastle, was fantastic.
Huge difference.
The difference he made was unbelievable. So it'll be interesting to see who he starts with. But like I said, I think if Arsenal can start off well, they could end up winning this 3 or 4-0.
Monaco, Man City.
Yeah, Monaco have been so strange over the last few years. I don't think as a few people have called it the French Farmer League, isn't it? But I think City be comfortable here. They'll probably make a few in-game changes as well. But I still see them coming away with a win. But Monaco could nick a goal, but I'm going to go 3-1 City.
And then I think the tie of the round is Barcelona versus PSG.
Yeah.
What you thinking?
That's my Wednesday night game that I'm going to watch. I'm going to watch Hughes and Galatasaray tomorrow night. And obviously watch Barcelona. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I think PSG are just so strong, aren't they? I know Barcelona did you see Rashford's missed?
Yes.
Kind of Torres-esque against us for Chelsea that time, I thought. But yeah, it should be a good game, but I can see PSG winning. I'm gonna go 2-1 PSG.
I didn't highlight it, but obviously an interesting one for you is Napoli versus Sporting. I know you boys were looking at Napoli at the start of the tournament and stuff like that. Obviously going up against Sporting. Amarin's old haunt.
Amarin's old haunt, indeed. Yeah, could be his new haunt soon enough.
That's it as well.
He'll be back there, But I can see Napoli winning here. Their quality, and to think when you see the likes of McTominay and stuff, and look at our midfield now, I think Ted was the same as himself. I never wanted to see him go in the first place, and it's just so frustrating that he did go, and he's fair play. But listen, he's doing great, and I'm delighted for him.
Yeah, you always generally speaking, when players leave you want them to do well. I don't never wish bad on a player when they leave.
No, listen. There are sometimes like Di Maria and Falcao and
Trent.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? But the likes of Scott McTominay, I wish him nothing but the best.
But he kind of left the right way, didn't he? He left the right way. It wasn't him who was pushing for it. It was the club decided.
Exactly.
Quick roundup on the League of Ireland there as well. Don't forget, folks, we have got a show coming up on Friday. We're going to be previewing Chelsea versus Liverpool as part of it as well. And we're going to be keeping an eye on Dundalk, Athlone versus Dundalk, and also Cove Ramblers. So it's only Cove that can spoil the party, let's say. Well, I suppose Athlone could do it as well, but mainly
Cove,
there we go. Yeah. What was you saying? The results: Longford Town beating Bray. It's kind of ran out, really, hasn't it? At this stage, kind of came down to Dundalk and Cove. Really, Bray kind of went out in a whimper, really.
They did. They were thereabouts for so long, and we thought we were talking about it when they were in second position. Cove had a little drop off and stuff, and then he got back into it.
A couple of bad results for Bray, draws and stuff like that really did them.
I think that was they were the likes of the draws against the likes of Kerry and Treaty United and stuff like that. They be the ones they look back at the end of the season.
The draw against Dundalk.
The draw and it had everything in it. And there was late goals and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Dundalk and UCD the other night. Like I said, I texted John before the game, wish him luck, and we were chatting for a few minutes and stuff, and he said he'd be into me, but when they went 2-1 down, and you're looking at it going, Jesus Christ, it's not going to happen here. But yeah, it was great for them in the end, and he told me the atmosphere around the town has just been unbelievable over the last few weeks. And you had Maxie Kavanagh's first anniversary. One of the fans who sadly passed away last year, his first anniversary was over the weekend. So he said they wanted a winner for him, and that's exactly what they done. And it was brilliant to see,
Absolutely. And the interesting thing about Dundalk is you look over the last, say, 8 to 10 match days and stuff like that, they've had difficult times in matches where they've had to overcome a little bit of adversity to get the points on the board and get home. So they've really been their team, really. Hats off to Cove keeping it as much as they could. And
they've been brilliant. Cove have been brilliant. Yeah. They've brought in some experienced players there, and they've a few young lads that have come through the system and stuff like that. So it's great to see the combination and how they've done it. And I think they deserve to take that next step and see if they can do it in the Premier.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into the Premier then. Obviously, Rovers win a 2-1 against Bows. Massive win in the Dublin Derby, which was kind of really puts the... Darren said it didn't really matter anyway, but I think it definitely put the gloss on it, that's for sure.
Well, particularly with Bows beating them 3 times already this season, Rovers would have been killing them inside. And even if it was a draw, they'd be frustrated because they would have went the whole season without beating Bows. So I think a lot of Rovers fans in particular, you can give them the league titles and stuff, but there's always that you want to get one up on Bowers, and that's what they did on Friday night, and they would have been disappointed that draw couldn't get the job done against Derry, even though I did call, I'd say I thought it'd be a draw between them two, but it just means Rovers will wait another week or so before they can try winning the league.
10th it is, so I have a slide there for it. And Darren was making the point as well, try and get the league done so your focus can be on the other stuff, so
it will. It's only a matter of time. Derry won't catch them. It's just about officially getting your hands on the trophy and getting that out, and then, like you say, working on what you can do in Europe. Then,
so then we have a big week coming up, obviously. So we have Shells and Shamrock Rovers both in Europe there. Big
can't wait for that.
Games for both teams.
Yeah, I was talking to Phil. Phil was in with me the other day, and he's probably not in the chat tonight. But he
was in earlier. He was in earlier, all right.
Was he? Yeah,
he was in earlier. He popped in, all right.
I
don't know much about this hacking crowd from Sweden. Do you know a whole lot about them?
Not too much. But looking forward to watching the game on Thursday. Hopefully Shells can stay tight at the back. Nick a goal and go from there, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be great to see European football back for Shells. It's going to be a sold out, I believe, Tallaght Stadium. The atmosphere, and I've said it to lads that come into my shop that support Bows and support whoever, it's get down to the stadium and support the Irish team. That's what it's about. It's a sport, and Shells as well as Rovers representing the league, representing how far the league has come over the last, say, 6-7 years. And it's great to see. It's historic to have two Irish teams in Europe like this. We've seen the likes of Dundalk do it on their own. We've seen Rovers there before, but to have the two teams there in the conference is nothing short of a miracle, and it's fantastic. And hopefully it can be a stepping stone now that we see this most seasons where we're qualifying for stuff.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and that's what we want to see. So always give as much support as you can, because ultimately in these things, although the teams do well and financially they do well as well, which is really important. But not only that, it's a great advertisement for the league as well, because if you've got players out there that are potentially thinking about a move from a different country or whatever it is, they might start looking maybe at the Ireland League as be a place to go to and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it's good. So it's great from that point of view as well. And we'll keep an eye on both of them on Thursday. Wish them both very well. Obviously, Rovers with a tough away trip to Sparta as well. Never an easy place to go.
Never, but listen, you can never knock Rovers out of any match, particularly with the squad that they have. They've a big, strong in-depth squad with experience there. The likes of Graham Burt that can come on and cause havoc and stuff. And you've Lopez at the back, who's an international player with experience and stuff. So you can never knock them over.
Absolutely. And as I said there, Friday the 10th, Marky, dust yourself off. We're going to do a watch along for this, so hopefully you'll be available for it. But we'll do a watch along for it, Annie, and we'll have a bit of crack and keep an eye on it that night. It should be interesting as well. And like I said, on Friday, I'm going to go live about 7:30ish, because I think the kickoff is 7:45 for Dundalk away at that loan. So we'll keep an eye on that game. And then probably the halftime break, Dino will probably jump on and we'll do the preview for the Chelsea-Liverpool game. So you'll get a double combo there on Friday night. So make sure, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you have that bell notification button on, and also liking on the video now. Make sure you have plenty of content coming towards you. And I think next week, Crown Jewel is on from Perth in Australia on Saturday at 1 o'clock in the day, 12 o'clock for the pre-show, 1 o'clock for the live show. I think the boys are going to do a watch along on the channel. I'll be in work, but the boys will be on live doing a watch along, but I will be in the chat.
Did I hear you earlier, Cole, saying I have to wait till Wednesday to talk to Bren through the powers of chat on the upper tier? Yeah,
because obviously tomorrow night we've Liverpool Galatasaray in the Champions League. So Wednesday we have the River Bar auditions. Around 8 o'clock on Wednesday on the channel.
I was just seeing Philip there. How are you, Philip? I just seen in the chat. Hope your mom's doing all right.
Oh, good stuff. Hope everything's good, Phil. Right, that's it. Another show, another Monday.
That's it. And I have I forgot to say to you, I have a guest coming on next Monday as well, because Dave Elder's going to come on for a few minutes to talk about the night with Glen Hoddle and what he's doing with Tyrostown Football Club and the Spurs supporters club and stuff like that. So
awesome. Well, listen, any images or anything like that you want to send me, send them on to me, and we'll whack them into the thumbnail for next Monday as well. Yeah.
And just so you know, lads, I'm turning my phone off. If you want to send me any messages about Stephen Gerrard, Wes Brown, whoever you want to hire out, leave it till tomorrow morning.
At the moment, we have Mel Sterling available. We have Ryan Beckford. We have
Mel
Ian
is definitely
Hart,
available.
And if you look up the top there, we've Brian McClare available. Anyone you want. Brilliant, Phil. Delighted to hear that, pal.
Fair play.
So and what we'll do is, if you do hire one of the players off you, we'll throw in the trophies as an
as a little added bonus.
The trophies. Hogan Elite Trophy hire
as a double bubble. You know yourself.
Folks, if you're not joining us this week in your shows, I will be back on Thursday as well with Darren, where we will review the Champions League action, preview the Premier League, and get his thoughts on good old Ruben as well. As the Ruben Amarin era begins to wind down. We'll have Shells on, we'll have Rovers on, we'll have it all on. It'll all be going on here. I feel like Jeff Stelling these days. That many screens going on.
Brilliant.
Listen, folks, have a safe week if you can't join us. Thanks for tuning in as always. And of course, remember, subscribe, like, and hit that bell notification button. Talk to you again real soon. Cuz, pleasure as always.
Cheers, Cuz. Cheers, lads.